Did you know that in the year 1902 that many people in Nigeria were forced to work for little or zero pay by the British? This was during the British colonial rule. One of the most troubling places where this happened was in a beautiful area called Abeokuta in Adamawa state of Nigeria, and this story takes us back to those difficult times. The British under Sir Frederick Lugard wanted to build roads, railways, and other colonial projects in Adamawa state to help move goods and resources. They needed workers, but instead of paying fair wages, they used force and tricks to make the villagers work for the British colonial government. Many young men were taken from their villages, often without their families knowing. They were told they would earn money, but when they arrived at the work sites, they found out the truth, that they had to work long hours under terrible conditions. This was the beginning of the Lugarda treks. Imagine waking up before sunrise and working all day in the hot sun. The villagers were forced to walk for days, sometimes weeks, to reach their destinations. This was the reality for many laborers in Adamawa state. They had to carry heavy loads and dig deep trenches, often without enough food or water. Some workers were beaten if they didn't meet their quotas. It was a hard life, and many people suffered. Conditions were harsh, and many men fell ill or were injured. They were given little food and water, and were often beaten by the British soldiers who escorted them. One of the men, a young farmer named Abba, remembered the treks vividly. "We were treated like animals," he said. "We were forced to walk for days without rest, and were given very little food. Many of my friends died on the way." The Lugarda treks continued for 6 long years, until 1908. Thousands of men were forced to participate, and many never returned to their villages. The treks were a painful reminder of the exploitation and oppression suffered by the Nigerian people under British colonial rule. But they also showed the resilience and strength of the Nigerian people, who survived against all odds. For more of Nigeria's long-forgotten cultural heritage, subscribe, share, and like LoreGist, and please comment below.